Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 119. Fucking A. Let's play this game. Oh god. Okay. A dire portent has gone up. The god of the stony ground has awakened the once famous Admiral Torgrin. Okay, so we have the undead admiral that will attack our lands, basically. And this is almost like, I mean, I guess Lanka has to deal with this a little bit, but I have like 2/3 of the coastline with Relay, so this might as well just be a declaration of war from Relay, and it is possible that it's an actual declaration of war from Relay. Relay might actually be moving armies against me in the very near future. And if that's the case, okay, that's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see how that goes. If that's the case, well, I will have to. If that's the case, we'll probably have a pretty rough first couple turns in the war against Relay. But I feel okay-ish in theory against the squids. We'll see though. I have no idea how this will actually turn out. Might just be Relay fucking around. Who knows? Did some dark knowledge. Didn't catch anything. Bunch of cloud trapezing, lichcraft, yetis, curse of blood, kusarikus, astral travel. Augury found nothing. More cloud trapeze, more yetis, flames from the skies. Only killed 19 units. I gotta remember, he's got giant-sized units, and even if he doesn't, even his thralls or undead at this point are benefiting from Gift of Health. Flames from the Sky is, against Hinnom, almost never going to be a good option as long as he has Gift of Health up, so gotta keep that in mind. We can make a profit, which we're actually... I don't think we did this turn. I need to. So... Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. We're gonna take what I currently have. That guy's moving already. That guy is not moving. He's blind. I don't give a shit. You don't have to be. You don't have to seed to be a good prophet and make him a prophet. Primarily, we don't really care too terribly much about the prophet's abilities. Fanaticism is good, but we can get that in other ways. But we do care about having the dominion check for having a prophet. So, we're going to do that. Very good blood hunting turn for me. So that's nice. We're going to continue onwards with that. Hopefully, move into having a pretty good blood economy. Nizar the Second was attacked. Check that out real quick. Got some brass claw horrors. Get a creeping doom out of him. Nice. Oh god, he's just all of the creeping dooms. That's pretty funny though. Like, these guys are actually getting destroyed by the Creeping Doom. So, very amusing. Swank. Cool. Not bad. Float Cat Horrors killed a Gala. Soul Torns killed a Flame Spirit. Where was this? Here. Ah, fortunate. Watch that real quick. See what happened to this Flame Spirit. I mean, it just gets overwhelmed. Yeah. These guys have high defense, but not... I mean, you know, Soultorn actually have high attack, so... Flame Eruptions. Kid. Unfortunate. Took out 3 of them. And then we had a Gudu get killed by Belly Maw horrors. Alright, so we've got a couple of battles, mostly just raiding this time around. We get to see a small battle between some Hinnom forces as Lanka catches them. Let's watch that one. That's actually pretty fun. So we've got a little force from Hinnom, an Acha, 2 Achas, a Horite Shaman, and some Mizms? Mazics. Fuck me. I was super wrong. And then like a little cluster of undead with a Lich. So, raiding party versus raiding party, honestly. Some Creeping Doom comes out. And mostly it's Creeping Doom versus undead. The the Vampire Lord is going to just spam, you know, raise dead, animate dead, etc., etc. And generally speaking, the undead are going to do well enough against the swarms to survive. Pretty good. Vampire Lords are so nice. They're so good. Very, very good. Sweet. Horite Shaman takes on some PD and wins. Some Vampire Lords take on some very small PD and win. And then a Melkart attacks us in the range of Shadow and wins. We attack in Halbathria, win against some PD. We attack in Cloudcap Spires and win against some PD. We attack in the Black Alps and we get intercepted by an Ami and a Baal, and we get smoked. And this is really unfortunate. This is instantly... They both just soul slay, and they're both kitted out for this. And they go... Wow, wow. Just like right out of the gate. Easy peasy. Oh my goodness. Unfortunate. We lose that Tart. That was Tart 10. We attack with the King of Flames into Modern Weld. Really mean anything. We attack into Villia, win. We attack into Sciatica and win. We attack into Witch Haven and win. And then we have 2 battles, both of which are basically nothing. One at the Fortress of Jaburnia, where we... it's just the garrison. And then there's a small force of Greyhawks or Blackhawks and Guards in Tirnanog. So no real reason to watch either of those. It's just nothing. And then Relay has attacked Hinnom. And this is so this is actually funny. I forgot about this. So this works out of any place that is underwater. Where is Ivermar? Oh, it's that. Yeah, Ivanmore. Interesting. So, funnily enough, they attack out of Blue Waters onto Ivanmore. That's pretty interesting. Watch that real quick. This is the basically what he just put up. The undead pirates. Arr. Torgirin, the damned admiral. Got a Shield of the Accursed, the Admiral's Sword, which is actually an okay little weapon. Amulet of Anti-Magic, Burning Pearl. And he's backed up by a Helmsman who has an Ice Pebble Staff, and a Bosun, 2 Bosuns, Ash Breath and Plague Sky, that are both casters. And then he's got a whole bunch of guys with him. Some captains, and then a bunch of buccaneers. These guys are actually pretty dope. They're all but impossible for PD to defeat, right? Because they are ethereal, and there's a fair amount of them. But they can be bested by thugs or, you know, a mid-sized or a small army, basically. So here we have a couple of Vamp Lords. I'll toss up Invulnerability. Toss up Soul Vortex. Which they're all in their own Soul Vortex, so that's really weird. Okay, Horde of Skeletons, spam. And that, I think, is the bigger thing. Right there, one of these vampires is getting wise and is spamming out Wither Bones. And that actually does hurt these Buccaneers quite a bit. Unfortunately, though, the vampires get basically surrounded. I guess Dust to Dust is really good, too. Wither Bones, just fucking chunks. And they die. Very cool. Loses a captain. I don't think this matters, though. I think they're basically refreshed every single turn to attack. And that's pretty much what's going to be hitting us. Probably mostly us. We'll see, though. Alright, next up we've got Barbarian Scouts are going to be attacking in Feral Woods. We've lost some income in Delca. Gained some Death Gems in Hall Woods. Construction Rituals are cheaper this month. Vilia is unharmed. Halbathria is going. And that's about it. We're gonna do Famous Hero. This Monstrum Tart 13 is now Lightning Reflexes. So +2 to defense skill, which is neat. Not super great for this, but, you know, neat. And then we have a bunch of reformations. So, what are we doing this turn? More raiding! We're raiding into Terrace Peaks, into Karnag. We're raiding into Edirol, into Ivermark, into Dorigar, into Range of Shadow. We are using some of our spell focuses. We're actually using spell focuses on 2 Apkallus, Apkallu 4, Nizar the Second, and Apkallu 2. And they are all mind hunting at this Melkart. This Melkart only has 17 MR, so there's a decent chance for us to tag him with Soulslay. So fingers crossed. There is the possibility. Inam, I think, is equipped to try this if he wants to try this. And that is the tactic of baiting the mind hunts, which you can do by taking an Astral Mage and putting something like a Shade Mail Hauberkin on them. These things, right? Which aren't, you know, they're not the greatest stealth items in the world or anything like that, but they do give you stealth, which means you can send a couple, you know, 2 or 3. You don't even have to do 2 or 3, honestly. You just need a 3 astral individual, I think, to guarantee the catch. Put a Hauberk on them, and then send them stealthily with your baiter, and then that person, when they get attacked with mind hunts, then there's a good chance that they'll fucking kill the people. So there's the chance. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. With the chance being there, I think I'll fish first. So we'll only do it with the 1. Because this is basically gonna give us a immediate response. Is he doing this? If he's not doing this, then great. If he is doing this, then great. You know what? I could do it on what's late winter. Yeah, I don't know. Shit. If it was midwinter, or if it was just winter, right? I would be more willing to give this a try, because then we'd only have to wait like a turn and he'd respawn. But there's the chance if it doesn't overlap appropriately, then he could die and then I'd have him missing for another 12 turns. I don't really want to take that chance. I don't really want to lose an Apkalu either, though, truth be told. I think we'll fish for a mind hunt, and if he gets us, he gets us, right? We'll see. If he doesn't, then great. It's so expensive for us to make, like, effective mine hunters. Or effective, like, teleporters. Because we don't have an in-between. We either have, like, crystal sorcerers, crystal sorceresses, or we have, like, Apkalus. Like, we don't have, like, a 2-star that only needs, like, 1 item, or an inherent 3-star, or something like that. Unfortunate. Okay, so what else are we doing? We are making, we have taken Jaburnia, we've taken Tirnanog. Those were our initial goals. Great, fantastic. We're immediately putting down temples in both, and we're spending, a lot of our people are going to immediately preach to try to blow through all of his candles, and then try to punch out the other side, basically. So the goal is to next turn, basically, have all of this as our kind of like territory or dominion, basically. We are, however, not just resting on our laurels. We are attacking into Halbathria with a smaller contingent of units. So that will be a thing as well. We're also going to go ahead and just toss some of these on to case. We're actually losing some of our bags of wine to the people that are moving to Halbathria. So the people who are moving to Halbathria, I've just got, you know, Inti 11 and I think a couple of Air Gudus and an Ugalu, basically, that are going. So not even like a full contingent of spells and everything like that. I might reinforce them with more next turn. We'll see. This is kind of like an initial... This is like a vanguard. It's kind of like a... Not a feint or anything like that. We want Halbathria. But I'm more interested in holding Jaburni and Tirnanog right now. And again, the whole focus is take these little bite-sized chunks. Hinnom is taking losses that they can't really afford. But, you know, that they nonetheless are having to deal with, so. We're sending a bunch of our immortals back to the front line. I think we have, how many did we get this turn? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 revived this turn. Most of those are immediately heading towards Oldentova, which is, again, just this really good waypoint for us at the moment. We'll see how it goes. We are doing Curse of Blood again this turn with our Mound Fiend, but we're also doing Curse of Blood with a Vamp Lord over here. So we're doing our first double Curse of Blood turn. If we can continue to have turns like this, we got a shit ton of Blood Slaves this turn. We got 120 on the dot Blood Slaves this turn. So that's really good. If we can continue to do that and maybe scale up to another blood hunting location, one more, then we could actually do pretty freaking good. The only problem is I've got get less locations. I think maybe Olentova would be okay, but our income is a little trashed because of, you know, double earthquakes. So we might have to hold on some of those issues. We're also starting to forge some particular gear, specialized gear, Ring of the Warriors, for example. We're doing some burning pearls. We're continuing to forge a lot of things that we have been. Things like water lenses, things like water bracelets, coral blades. Still forging a few amulets of anti-magic, some rings of regeneration. Still forging things like endless bags of wine every turn. Still forging things like boots of the messenger, etc. But specifically, we're looking for things like the Ring of the Warrior or Burning Pearl, because those are specifically items that we can do some interesting stuff with. For example, basically what they do is they give us a chance of hitting things. So Ring of the Warrior, +5 attack, Burning Pearl, +4 attack, and they're both cheap. That's +9 on... +9 to attack, and then we can send like Cloud Trapeze Agudu with both of these up, and maybe some air boots of flying, basically. And we can Cloud Trapeze that individual at something with, say, an Eye Catcher or a Flesh Eater or the fucking Dusk Daggers, you know, bleed things. We can do a couple of those and have our own little, like, assassin hit squads, right? Not quite Soul Slay teleport squads, but still an effective counter to some of the things like these Melkarts, right? And we need to have other counters aside from Mind Hunts, because, as we're going to test out, we might Mind Hunt and immediately lose the Sapkalu, which is 60 fucking Astral Pearls and, you know, etc., etc. But we need to know... Actually, you know what? Play smart. Play smart. We've got a different option here. We're not going to Mind Hunt with that up column. Continue to patrol. I'm sure someone was shouting at me. Entire fucking... You fucking idiot, just do this thing. So this is going to be way less effective, right? But I'm less concerned about effect right now, and I'm more concerned about checking to see if this is a thing. I can't fucking still. Shit. This is the problem. Fuck. Yeah, there's no way I'm testing with the concept of, like, using our robe or something. Hell no. Which, by the way, where is my robe? Was this the one? No. Where's my robe? We're also doing things like forging Crowns of Command and the Horns of Valor. This guy is... Oh, yeah, right, because he's doing the... we're also putting up Galegate this turn. This is just an... If it works, great. If we keep it up for a couple turns, great. If it doesn't work, whatever. If it gets dropped immediately, whatever. Right? This is kind of a feint. It's just one of those situations of... If we don't do it, or if it's not successful, then we're really not out that much. If it is successful and we can keep it around for a couple turns, then all of a sudden we can change have some different options with air. I.e., we might actually be able to break in with some like Queens of Elemental Air or things like that and start doing some crazier shit, and that would be interesting. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Well, shit. I'm not sure what to do at this point, because I want the knowledge, but I don't want to lose an Apkalu. I think we do it anyways, though, honestly. We give it a try. If he's fishing, he's about to make bank. But we need to know if he's fishing or not. What else are we doing? That's really it, I guess. We are sending out some people to intercept the barbarian attack in Feral Woods. Just a couple of Gudus and a Vampire Lord, which shouldn't have any real issue. We are... That's pretty much it. Continuing to forge, continuing to poke, continuing to try to press our options. Oh, we're getting into the legendary game this turn. I've been sleeping on making legendaries this entire time. I don't know why. I guess I don't know, because when oh fuck, what's it called? When corruption, when astral corruption went down, or when it was up, right? I didn't want to potentially lose important forgers over some of the legendaries. And then by the time it went down, I had already lost the chance at a lot of the legendaries, right? So a lot of the ones that I was interested in were missing. But I've been killing people, and Lunka's been killing people, and Hinnom's been killing people. So there are actually a couple of legendaries that are floating back into the pool, and that's somewhat interesting. And even if they aren't, right, there are some that I should be messing around with anyways, just because it's fun. So this turn, for example, we are making Holger the Head, which is legitimately just it's a little Hoburg Knight that will spawn in battle. And that's it. Really not that great. Just fun. We might end up trying to grab Dropnir. We probably are going to try to grab... where was this? We were looking at grabbing the Ruby Eye, right? That type of shit. We've got plenty of options to do over the course of the next little while, so we'll see how it goes. We continue to... Actually, this is something of note, worthy note. All of the raiding that we're doing, we are making gains. Primarily, the gains that we are making is in the fact that we have more gem income than we have had in the past. Noticeably more in some areas. We're actually over 50 water gems at this point, or we're at 50 water gems, we're at 50 nature gems, we're at 44 death gems without a booster. That's pretty fucking high. And our earth, astral, and air are getting to the point of being pretty good. Fire is still trash. I feel like there just aren't that many fire sites in this game, I guess. I don't know. But we're actually reaping some pretty good benefits from all of this combat. Or all of this raiding, and that's really nice. So, we are going to continue to push. We are using a lot of our water gems, trying to have that be a position of power for us for coral blades, water bracelets, water lenses, yetis. We might, now that we're at 50 water gems per turn, I'm actually legitimately considering... and I almost did it this turn, but I decided I'm moving in C6. But we could legitimately just start summoning Sea King's Court. And here's the thing, right? Every trolls, the Sea King trolls, they generate a water gem per turn. This is a weird investment, but it's one that I've seen in games before, and I've done in single player before, right? Once you get to the point to where you have 50 plus water gems in income, and you don't need, like, you're not trying to like achieve or accomplish anything, you can just sit there and dump gems into that, and you gain a fair amount of units, which they're not great units, right? Let me check. So you get 15 you get 10 sea trolls and 5 troll guards, right? The troll guards actually have armor and stuff like that, and weapons. The sea trolls don't really, but they all have some. I think they all have some regeneration, and they have more regeneration underwater, right? So they're actually not bad. And they take buffs relatively well. Add that into the mix of if you do this every turn for 5 or 10 turns, you suddenly are boosting your water income, right? You go from 50 per turn to 55 per turn, 60 per turn, 65 per turn, to 70 per turn. You know, so it's this kind of weird situation where you can actually start to, amass a crazy amount of additional gem income. And I find this almost always easier to do with water. You can do the same thing with earth gems, because the earth trolls also do +1 earth gem. But I almost always find that, especially in the mid to late game, you are using way more earth gems than you are water gems. So this is almost always easier to do with water gems. Of course it is. This is also something that I'm considering doing if we're going to have issues with relay. Then I might very well really quickly, like, put someone up towards Agartha and start amassing Sea Kings. Like, send maybe NC16 as our Maelstrom guy. I might send him up there. Actually, let's just send him up there this turn anyway. We'll send him up there this turn, and then next turn we might start doing this. We might not, but we might start spamming Sea Kings, and even if we don't, we might start doing some other things instead. One of them being, you take a look at another good option aside from Sea King's Court. We need to start making use of our water gems. They're a point of power for us, and we're not really using them. Another good option is actually Naiad Warriors. Kidnids are pretty good. They have awe, they have some bronze gear. You can fit, I think, 3 of them to a square. They only have 1 attack, but you know, that's okay. If you give them buffs like Army of Lead or Regeneration or Rush of Strength, they're suddenly way better at doing what they do. And they're pretty efficient, right? They're pretty turn efficient. 18 gems for 15 warriors. You can put bodies on the field really quickly. And at the cost of 18 gems, we can do this basically about 3 times per turn before it really cuts into us. And that's 45 freaking bodies pretty quickly. So we're definitely looking at that as an option. I'm not saying that I'm going to invade Relay. That is not the plan. But I might invade Relay. But more specifically, this is an option to amass, again, trying to move away from income, amass upkeepless units. So something that we probably should have already been doing. but we'll see. We'll see what our options are. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the turn. Anything I miss? Nope. I don't think so. So, I think that's going to be it. I will see you all... Ooh, there is one other thing, actually. We're looking for... I guess this doesn't really matter, because... So, this is a potential fire route that we're trying to go. We might end up starting to make, like, war bows, and sneak in flaming arrows into some of our groups, in the scenario where if they're not anticipating it, like Hinnom or Lanka in general, right, aren't anticipating it, we can sneak an army in with a flame, put on, because so far they're not really used to us having any sort of, missile weaponry or infantry or anything like that. We can make war bows very, very easily, and we actually have a precision bonus to our bless, and we can very easily do wind guide, so we could get 10-15 war bows going on with relatively high precision and throw in a flaming arrows and sneak in some interesting damage in the midst of a fight, basically. So I don't know, we'll see. It's an option, but it's not really a fire thing. I don't know why I'm really talking about it like it's a fire thing, but that's something else that I've been thinking about here lately. We're continuing to try to store up our nature gems at 50 a turn. We're getting higher. We're also trying to slow down on the usage of our astral pearls and our earth gems, so we can try to store up some there. But mostly, we just continue to push against Hinnom and cross our fingers. See how it goes. Alright, that's going to be the end of the turn. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.